right, chat. Not a bad sesh today. So yeah, we'll kind of summarize. I mean, obviously this question has come up like every 10 minutes. My thoughts on the game and pros cons, 1 to 10. I'm not going to give it a 1 to 10, but I will give it pros cons, other observations, some of the standout stuff, hideout, research, craft tables, just overall character progression, the buffs, the challenges. There's lots of character progression in here through, say, buffs like so. Whether they be researchable buffs or things that you get just for using, say, a gun or doing a certain action over and over. And then you also have like little challenges as you progress through the game, you get little bonuses and whatnot. Lots of different contacts slash contracts with reputation that you have to manage, and different missions, dailies, weeklies, etc. And I just think the hideout in general, pretty good structure to it. There is a couple of choke points with it all, one of which is the research station. A lot gets stuck behind here, and getting some of the extra craft slots. So what that is right there is if I interact, you see up here research slots, I only have one, the other two are locked. That's what that was before. As you can see, I got lots of researches that I could do. Sometimes researches don't come up unless you find a particular item or you have a certain amount of materials, and it unlocks the fact that you can, say, research that. And that kind of concept goes into other things with, say, what was the other one with the salvaging station? Not the salvaging station, sorry, the outfit station in here, right? So this becomes available once I get the 5 guarana or whatever it is, biostimulants, then I can go through and start unlocking that stuff. But yeah, in terms of the research, you can reverse engineer something. So for instance, this, I found a power cell and it allowed me to kind of reverse engineer this. But yeah, they kind of unlock either A, doing through the missions, or B, maybe you find a certain material like, 3 cat pelts or something, now unlock the ability to do the cat coat, which this gives me, less sound when I'm moving or something like that. So, but a lot is gated through the research station, like in terms of progression. The other thing that you're gated by is your actual character level. So where's my character level? Here it is, level 13. So this kind of unlocks different things within the store, the like purchasable stuff through the general store or through the actual contracts or contacts. Availability, you can see it right here. The reps open up and whatnot as you kind of build their reputation. Now, one thing that I was sleeping on a little bit, and I knew about it, I just didn't really kind of look through. If you look at any item that says offer, you can go ahead and click it, and then it'll give you the ability. I'm not going to do it, but it'll give you the ability to get reputation, but also minus reputation on other ones. So it's a bit of a balance. Like you want to, whatever you're going for, maybe there's an unlock that you wanted to do. Like for instance, in the map here, there's a middle POI called the artifact, and there's a whole underground like complex underneath that, but you need a level 4 key in order to gain access. I found this CL5 key, so that's how we gained access to it. But there's some areas there where there's like a gas that makes you lose oxygen, so you needed a gas mask. And how do you get the gas mask? Well, you gotta be able to buy something from the store, but it's unlocked via rep, so we kind of work towards it, and boom, we unlocked this. This was at level 4, which we started turning in all of those offer items to kind of offset, and you build it up. You basically can work towards one as long as you don't down rank or down level another one and lose some of the features for that said contact. But yeah, like I said, research, character levels, and kind of your contract reputation are the three bottlenecks to it all. And then the other thing is just a matter of finding like an item. So for instance, for the next expansion, I need to find a jackhammer. A jackhammer is a material. I have to go around to material nodes within the map to then, say, find the material that I'm looking for. And I don't know where a material is off the top of my head, but again, you can right there. So you can see material, high tech, and just kind of go through there. But yeah, in terms of how it all works, I don't know. I think the hideout's pretty cool. We can kind of go with the upgrade here on your, say, storage. So we just unlocked this. This was at level 12 in terms of the storage B. It says sold in the general store. So if we went back to the actual general store, you could see that. And then again, it's most likely level based for this one. I did say earlier level for the contracts, but this is reputation, kind of the same thing, a little different. It's not your character level, but it's your reputation with them. So when you scroll all the way down here, extra storage A, that's where I had it, but I don't see extra storage B yet unless I'm super blind. So maybe it's something that will eventually show. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe it's not in the beta, but I did see the extra storage A ahead of time, and it did have like the level requirement for it. So I knew that I had to just get a bunch of levels to do so. When it comes to like the missions and all of that, you know, you get your main kind of contract quests that again are gated by the reputations depending on how far along are you. Then you get your missions, which are daily, and your weeklies, and then you get your challenges. As I mentioned a little bit before, maybe you find enough biological and you get a little reward or something like that, right? So that'll come with time. And then they do have like a leaderboard and everything in here too. PvP ranking, extract ranking, profit ranking. I don't know where we honestly sit for any of this stuff. What do we have for score? 310. Yeah, we're not even on the top there. Extract ranking maybe up in the top. Oh, we're top 15 for extracts. Oh my God, we're so good. I'm not sure about for PvP. We've been trying to unlock a lot of progress so we can kind of see what's going on with the game. But yeah, if you like kind of the PvE and the hideout and character progression, I think you'll really like it. The PvP is a little weird because the gunplay is a little awkward. Again, I've played quite a bit over the last 2 days. These are my first thoughts. I could nitpick and add a lot more to these lists, but I would say that these are some of the bigger ones. The other observations were kind of stemmed up for like little points that I wanted to start adding. And again, there's probably a lot more that I could have added, but I haven't gotten around to quite yet because I just started this here late last night. So, but yeah, we'll go over them really quick. As I mentioned, the hideout and the character progressions, as we were talking about. Map ambiance, as you're going through the maps, honestly, it's nice. The graphics look good. The more I play in the map, the more I want like a Jurassic Park extractor, because it just, I don't know, it gives me that vibe. I kind of like the dynamic extracts and the circle. It makes it so you can't really extract camp, and you're always having to be moving because the circle is kind of forcing you to get active. And you know, as I said, dynamic extracts, they kind of come as they go. If you've seen any gameplay, you'll notice these like little nodes all of a sudden appear every so often. You can interact with them and then you can extract from those. And then if you're by water, sometimes there's like these little pods that you can take. There are some like animals in the actual map, one of which is a cat. They hide in trees. If you're not paying attention to your audio, they can catch you off guard. And I have had a couple of jump scares from them. They've scared the shit out of me. So drone extracting, that's another cool thing. We just did it last raid as well. When you're inside the raid, you get a one-time use per raid of this drone that eventually can be upgraded at this drone bench for different things like faster speed. Maybe it's more, has higher armor, can take more damage, or it's just has more storage in general, more slots. But you can put 2 1x2 items in the actual in the actual drone and then send it home, and then you're able to get that in the mail at the end of the raid. Now, if that drone is going across the sky and you hear one or someone else sees yours, they can kill it and then they could loot what's on there. From what I've seen, the drones just kind of fly up into the air and then they go out to the side of the map, and then you'll get a confirmation that they've extracted. So overall, I think the PvE is like pretty good in this game, but I think for the PvP, talking about PvE, we'll just kind of start at the bottom of the cons list and go up. PvP is kind of meh due to the way the guns feel, so I don't know exactly what it is. If it's like mouse excel, I swear to God, it's in the game. There's no setting for it, but if you know what mouse excel is and you've played a game with it, it's there. Like it's something's weird there. You could feel it in other games like Delta Force and you know, games like that. Maybe they're gonna have a controller support down the road or something like that. And I really don't know. I don't like Mouse Excel. I think most people don't even know what it is. Windows has it turned on by default, but if you've ever had it off, you'll know, and it's a lot better. I recommend anybody playing a shooter to turn it off on Windows. If you don't know what it is, go Google it. But yeah, the gun gameplay feels weird, almost like Ready or Not-esque. It's like very swayed, like there's a ton of like gun sway and everything like that. It makes it feel kind of clunky. With that said, that's kind of what they're looking to do. I think it's like part of their design, but I think it's going to turn a lot of people off on this game. So if you look at the actual rifle, you see the sway and movement sway. So it's kind of, again, built in, and as you use items, it's going to get better and yada yada. But I don't know, maybe there's like a better way that they could do all that stuff. I'm not sure, but it does feel a little weird, and therefore the PvP feels a little awkward from it, just in the gunplay. FOV feels a little weird, like some of the hands on the guns are kind of awkwardly large, and I swear when I change the FOV, I'm not really seeing much difference. Lack of keybinds, probably just an alpha thing, i.e. walk. There's no walk bind, and I've changed around some of my binds, and I like using control as my crouch, whereas C is default. So when I go to crouch, but if I tap the crouch, it goes into a walk. It's just like really awkward. That'll get cleaned up though. Free look tilt is awful. So when you're free looking side to side, you like kind of turn and you like angle your head up at like a 45. It's really awkward, which kind of boils into the next thing, which is the fish lens design. It feels like a 1990s rap album drop sometimes, just with the way that they're like creating curvature on like your little your compass at the top, and then your arm for the map, it's like curved, and then, you know, you're turning your head and it's like curved, and I don't know, probably a bit more of a personal preference, but it feels weird to me, and I think first impressions are huge for these types of things. And other quick observations: submitting materials before a quest is fully complete. So if you need 4 heads and you got 4, you can't turn in the 4, so they're stuck in your inventory, and stash space is at a premium. So you also can't sheath like your weapon to like fists or anything. Depending on what you have out, can change your movement speed a little bit, but the movement speed is a little janky. Sometimes you're like super zoomy, and then other times you're not. There is a bit of a sprint speed buff at the top 50% of your stamina, and then once you go below that, then you slow down. But I've even had weird speed burst on bottoms, and I can't, like on the bottom 50%, and I can't quite figure out what the hell that's generating from. Might just be alpha stuff. But and then this one we found out last raid, can click ahead when searching the loot in a body or case. So like, let's say you open up something and there's 4 nodes of searchables, and you probably already know from looting so many what the 2 nodes are, and you don't care about the first 2. You can click the 3rd and it'll search the 3rd. You can click the 4th and it'll search the 4th if you wanted to. So those are some things. First thoughts on PUBG Black Budget. Again, it's alpha. So many things change from an alpha to even beta, and then beta to the actual live launch. I think if they were to clean up a little bit of the gunplay, I think people would receive the game a little bit better than some of the rumblings right now. But yeah, overall, mouse excel, FOV, gunplay, those are kind of the 3 big pain points when it comes to the negatives of my 2-day experience so far. So hopefully that helps you.